I was watching yesterday on CP24. They did a debate with all the 6 candidates for mayor, the chosen 6. The city councilor Adam Vaughan, who's a downtown city councilor, challenged the chosen 6. Something about the G20. Here is just that quick clip. What happened last night?
As a city, we need to demand the federal government step up to the plate and treat Toronto properly. And quite frankly, they're not doing it. And it'd be great for the mayoralty candidates to jointly issue a communique to Stephen Harper saying, make sure the businesses are compensated. Don't damage and destroy the local economy when you're debating the world economy. And if the 5 mayoralty candidates could agree to do that, I think we'd see some leadership out of them.
You heard Adam Vaughan. It's very unusual. He threw down the gauntlet to the 6 of you saying, what will you do about this? Rocco.
I don't think it's a gauntlet. I think it's a great suggestion, and I'd be happy to sign on the dotted line to that letter.
Bring these people to a Blue Jay game. Bring them to Rogers Center. Bring them to the Art game. Bring them to a soccer game.
This is great.
Okay. So you know what? This is fantastic. This is a win-win. This is great. So I don't know what all this negativity. Sure, if there's damage, the government should compensate them. But
well, the government's not just saying if there's vandalism. Joe Pantalone, quickly on the vandalism and compensation.
Well, people who are damaged by this should be compensated. It's only fair. I think that the federal government could have put this at Exhibition Place. I'm chair of Exhibition Place. Let me tell you, we met with them many times, and we thought they were headed there, but then they went downtown.
But that didn't happen, though. So compensation to victims?
Compensation to victims, and it's a positive for the city.
Sarah Thompson.
I think there has to be compensation. I think all of us should get together and write that letter and send it out to the federal government.
I'm going to bring a typewriter in right now.
I'll
do a computer. Okay, George?
I think the suggestions that Councillor Vaughan makes are good ones, and I'd be very happy to be part of a communique.
Giorgio?
I would sign on the dotted line tonight if we had to.
All right, so that was some of the words, and it looks like all the the 6 chosen candidates were willing to accept the challenge of Adam Vaughan, that if there was a communique that they would sign it, or they're at least saying, at the minimum, they're saying that they believe that there should be compensation if local businesses are destroyed during the G20. Right now, I guess that is not in the $1 billion. That's not part of the security fees or the G20 funding. Right now, the federal government is saying that businesses have to rely on their own insurance. The word, since the word is getting out, you heard the candidates for mayor. How about we hear from the actual mayor of Toronto? Mayor Miller was actually on last week on our G20 Media Watch. We're looking out for community media. I was checking the show Goldhawk Live, and I saw Mayor Miller on. This is what happens when Mayor Miller was asked about the G20 when he was on Goldhawk Live.
I mean this with great respect to the Prime Minister. I had a chat with him about it, brief one, on Saturday, I think, Dale. Mm-hmm. But first of all, this was planned in short notice. Secondly, I know some of the costs, for example, there's something like $50 million gone to redo the airport in North Bay for security purposes, and now they're not even using it. So I know because of the timing pressures that there aren't the normal spending controls. And I think we should have looked the other way round, not say, what is the ultimate in security and just write a blank check. We should have said, what's the budget? And the original budget, I think, was 100 and something million. So, let's say you double that, and there should have been a much stronger effort to cap it. And in my view, my very strong view, one of the ways they could have done that was by hosting the talks at Exhibition Place instead of in the heart of downtown Toronto, because the logistics for security at Exhibition Place would be much, much easier. As I said earlier to you, Dale,
it's all about location, isn't it?
It's all about location. Yeah. Now, the police say, well, we got to make the hotel secure anyway. I think you could have had a much more cost-effective and secure meeting if you'd used Exhibition Place. Okay.
Let's take it a bit further. Initially, there was word that Ottawa would compensate people for vandalism and damage, but Tristan, if you want to come in and take a look at this letter. Adam obtained this letter from the government, and right here, it says the following claims shall not be considered eligible. Damages caused by third parties, including vandalism. What does that say to you?
It says that after 6 months of talking, the federal government has walked away from their obligations to protect Canadians in Toronto. $1 billion to protect Stephen Harper and his guests, nothing to help the businesses and the residents in the ward that I represent. And that's just, it's shameful. But it's also dangerous because it makes people feel very vulnerable, and it's already starting to have an impact on the businesses down here that aren't seeing as many customers. We have Mervish Production, the AGO, Via Rail pull out. We need support. And the mayoral candidates could also start holding some of their fundraisers in the entertainment district and start putting some money into the pocket of these businesses that are starting to suffer.
Okay, Adam, thanks for your time. This letter clearly stating if there's vandalism, you'll be out-of-pocket expenses or you have to go through insurance. Ben?
Well, thank you very much, Paul. And I think what you just brought up is an interesting point because, and maybe we can bring the candidates in on this as well, is sort of it seems like there could be a lack of communication between City Hall and the federal level of government.
The size, scope, and time horizon of the investments envisioned in a Canada First defense strategy is unprecedented. $490 billion.
G. Young Lee is out in the streets getting reaction on some of the things going on at the summit. What are you hearing, G?
Well, Stephen, we're just outside St. Andrew's Church here at King and Simcoe, where a town hall meeting wrapped up about half an hour ago. It was hosted by Councilor Adam Vaughan, and there were representatives from police answering as many questions as possible for residents and businesses affected within this security zone around the G20 Summit Metro Convention Center area. Many people had questions whether or not they could access their condo, their cars parked in the underground garages, and whether or not this was going to affect businesses. Tonight, starting at midnight, 36 vendors are actually going to have to pack up and move outside of the security zone along the perimeters. And I spoke to one vendor tonight who said he's going to take a pretty big financial hit.
If you take 1 month, summer is 3 months, you take 1 month off, so 33% of your income is gone. And that's going to affect you big time.
Councilor Adam Vaughan, who hosted the town hall meeting tonight, is hoping to get some sort of compensation for businesses and residents who will be directly impacted by the G20 summit. But police are saying that expect major delays and expect major checkpoints, so be prepared.